So right off the bat, I'm gonna admit it. I think Love is Blind is getting a little dull. Like, I just find myself getting a little bored of this formula. Like, oh wow, yeah, these people are making such bad decisions. Oh wow, this guy did something really weird.
Physical's never really been a thing for me. Did you just burp?
I did.
The only thing that made me perk up a bit in the pods was this guy who's just eating a handful of straight meat. Like, bud, you don't need to worry about your figure here. They can't see you on these dates. You know, put some bread and mustard in between that meat. For the people that don't know, Love is Blind is a dating show where they can't see each other as they date each other in these pods, and then they propose to one another before actually seeing them in person. It's really neat stuff, I know. And I feel like the show also realizes that this season just isn't it. When we leave the pods this season, there are only 3 couples. Like, that's crazy. We usually have like 5. But, you know, like, well, let's meet these people. First, we have JP and Taylor. Taylor seems cool enough. I do have to say she feels like the most, like, you know, stereotypical Love is Blind contestant. But she does have sugar on the mind a lot.
Hi, Sugar Butt. All right, bye-bye, Sugar Butt. Sugar Butt!
Yeah, she's definitely excited for Halloween. Then I would describe JP as Chad from the SNL skits with a bunch of one-word answers.
It's like a lifelong commitment, you know? And I will not go through a divorce because of my parents.
Same. Okay.
And JP wears so much American-themed clothing.
You're not? You were nervous or what?
Yeah, I get it.
You should have filmed it better like that.
Is everything you own red, white, and blue?
I mean, everything I like to wear.
All right, JP, if you love America so much, fill out this map. I'll give you a freebie right now. This one right here, it's not Alaska. When JP and Taylor meet one another, it honestly goes as well as how I would imagine Mark Zuckerberg's first date with someone would.
The rest of our lifestyle. And I like your face.
I like your face.
Don't even know what to say.
Yeah, that's the face of someone that does not want to be your Ken for Halloween. So then we have Izzy and Stacy. Izzy's the type of guy that will just start randomly doing push-ups.
Fuck, bro. Fuck it. Take the stress off. Does that help? No.
Okay, Izzy, getting married is very stressful. Just do me a favor and don't do push-ups at the altar.
Take the stress off.
Stacy is fine. I don't really have a strong opinion about her in the pods. I would be worried when Izzy meets Stacy's mom because I've heard she's got it going on. And then we have by, you know, default my favorite couple, Milton and Lydia. And that's mostly because I really like Milton. Milton really lives up to his name. He is the most Milton to ever Milton. If you had to take one guess, what is this man's hobbies? If you said rocks, you would be correct.
I like the rock. It's definitely going in the collection. It's gonna be my new favorite piece.
You think it's muscatite? I'm thinking like maybe biotite just because like the color.
If you're into like rocks and minerals and we can observe things in my polarizing microscopes, I'm
Oh
down.
my God, you're such a nerd.
Hey Milton, what's your favorite type of music? Oh, you know, classic rock. Lucky for Milton, Lydia is also into rocks and not just the ones you get off a ring.
It's a metamorphic rock, babe.
I might have to cut it to 30 nanograms so I can observe it in my microscope so I can really see what it is.
Yeah, and we can do it together,
Oh, that'd be hot.
right?
But the real drama with Lydia comes when we find out that she and this other guy in the pods, Uche, dated before the show.
I walked into the pod. It is a girl that I have dated. It's Lydia.
So at first I was like, oh wow, look at that. That's different. You have piqued my interest, Love is Blind. But then I thought about it a bit more and I was like, you know what? No, this is stupid. Like, who cares? I'm sure about like 90% of people in the pods have dated other people and now aren't. So what's the problem? It's clearly production trying to spice things up, but it's like them trying to spice things up with mayo. Lydia then starts talking to the person that Uche is interested in, Aaliyah. And then Lydia tells Aaliyah way too much information.
I know everything about him because I know him.
I don't want to know
Let's-
anything.
let's-
I want to
let's-
still
let-
be surprised.
He is OCD. Oh, and his house is dope. It's like a 3-level house. And he told you he drives a Tesla?
No, I like
Did he tell you his favorite color?
Yeah.
Like royal.
Aaliyah said she didn't want to know too much information about Uche, and, like, Lydia didn't listen. But if she's still going on talking about the thing you don't want to hear about, you can just, get up and leave. But this conversation bothered Aaliyah so much she decides to leave the show.
Unfortunately, Aaliyah has decided to not continue with the experiment.
I'm sorry, what are you doing? You had, I'm not even going to say a bad conversation. You had a conversation with Lydia and you just leave?
Oh, I don't want to know anything.
Like, you stopped dating someone because someone told you they drove a Tesla? Yeah, I was going to marry you, but then I found out you drove a Tesla and I just hate the environment. Now, this should be the end of Uche's story because, he's not with anyone. But, Uche's trying to grab, like, as much screen time as he can. When they're outside the pods, Uche tries to explain his and Lydia's relationship to other cast members. And the show tries to make Lydia sound like she's some murder stalker ex-girlfriend.
And they would say, do you know this girl? And I'm like, yeah, that's Lydia. And they would tell me, this girl, she's been looking at my Instagram stories for weeks now. So I found out that she was just going through all the people that I follow and keeping tabs on them. And then the worst thing was, she drives over to my house, she takes a picture of my driveway, and she texts it to me with a message that says, I see you. And I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
Okay, yeah, that is some weird stuff, but did you really need the serial killer music in the background there?
I see you. And I panicked.
Like, yeah, a little weird going through other people's Instagram stories, but Uche, that's on your friends for having public Instagram accounts. And, the whole point of that is to get random people to watch your stuff. So, and then with the driveway stuff, like, yeah, that's weird depending on the context. Like, if you were broken up, yeah, weird. But if you were together, I sort of feel like that's just a misfire of trying to do something cute. But either way, this woman should not be on blast on TV for doing this stuff. Uche really stretches this out to the max, to the point where we find out that Lydia knew that Uche was going to be on the show.
Hey, I don't know which of you girls she told. She was saying, oh, I feel like I'm going to see somebody from my past. Either she found out I was going to be there, or she has supernatural powers that allow her to see into the future.
Yeah, either Lydia has superpowers, or maybe the producers told her. But I think it's the superpowers one. This whole plotline feels very manufactured by production, and it is one of the biggest plot lines throughout this season. And, I'm sorry, I just don't care. They aren't interested in each other anymore, and we're just rehashing something that didn't even happen on the show. But now the couples are out of the pods and are enjoying their honeymoons in Mexico. And JP still doesn't know how to talk to Taylor.
How are you feeling?
Sweaty.
But about everything else?
Feeling okay.
We have to talk. So what do you have to talk about?
I'm not talking, you can talk.
But I get it. JP loves America and hasn't heard the best things about Mexico, so he's a little nervous. And, it's gotta be the new environment for JP, because their solution to figuring out why JP doesn't talk to Taylor is to build a wall.
I hate being forced to, make conversation.
You can pretend there's a wall between us if you want to.
We can pretend there's a wall between us.
Yeah, great idea, but only if Mexico pays for it. So why does JP have these problems with talking to Taylor? Because this has got to be something serious, right? It's not going to be something like overly stupid.
I understand that you tried to present yourself and look as best you could. But I feel like if you would have presented yourself like this, without any makeup, it would have been better.
Yes, JP is not talking to Taylor because she wears too much makeup. I'm sorry, this sounds like an SNL parody of the show, not something that would actually be on the show. And Taylor really hasn't been wearing much makeup since the reveal, so JP is just creating problems. Or should I say, making up problems. All right, I think that's the last pun of the video, but I'm not gonna guarantee it. And to literally no one's shock, Taylor breaks up with JP.
I'm done.
Okay, hear me out here. I think JP wanted Taylor to break up with him because he thinks all people named Taylor write songs about them getting dumped. He really robbed us of the lyrics of "He wore an American flag and was such a douche." JP, you say you don't like Taylor wearing makeup, but when you look in the mirror, the only red, white, and blue you're gonna see is a clown, and it's not for Halloween. So with that breakup, the total couples for this season goes down from 3 to 2. Yeah, 2. And the show really wants you to think that these two couples that are left are doing really well because they're showing them getting it on in the shower. I'm just saying, the show's name is Love is Blind, and I am definitely seeing some love right now. But all jokes aside, that is a huge invasion of their privacy. Like, okay, yeah, they know they are being filmed, but you don't think Netflix would, like, put that in an episode, right? And also, side note, my God, Milton's gonna have back problems trying to get to Lydia's height. Like, he's gotta do, like, frontward crunches to get to her height. Milton and Lydia are doing well. The biggest problem or I shouldn't even say problem, like, obstacle in their relationship is just the age difference. Lydia is 30 and Milton is 24. They play it off well. Milton just makes a bunch of jokes about their age difference, which, no pun intended. Pun intended, they get old very fast.
No, that's too much. I'm gonna be old as fuck.
You already are.
See, you're a little bit too old. You must forgot, like, real fashionable.
When I first saw you, I freaked out. I was like, fuck, he does look his age.
I was like, yeah, this girl is old as fuck.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Milton, it's all fun and games until you have to figure out what her Apple password is.
Oh my God!
Milton is also into playing Pokemon.
Something that makes me kind of weird. I'm a competitive Pokemon player.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think I could take a pretty good guess on what Milton's favorite type of Pokemon is.
I think that he's banned in 5 countries on Pokemon Showdown.
I'm banned on the US servers. Like, you talk too much shit, you get banned.
Jesus, Milton, are you just smack talking a bunch of 12-year-olds? What were you saying to get kicked off the Pokemon servers? Did you keep on pointing out what muck is spelled backwards? Also, Milton and Lydia go out on a date in a rock museum because this show really wants to make Milton's only personality trait is that he likes rocks. Then Izzy and Stacy, they just sort of live different lives, it sounds like. When Izzy brings Stacy over to his place, he shows her his lost and found drawer, and it is filled with items that were left by women that Izzy slept with.
And there's a lost and found.
I love that the lost and found is also with the condoms.
I'm a very responsible guy.
Dude, that is so weird. Next, are you going to show her the collection of celebrity hair you have? Then someone online pointed out how Izzy packs his suitcase. Bro, fold your clothes. But Stacy is no saint either. And when they go to her house, Izzy sees all this construction that is going on, and then Stacy mentions that they need to pay $20K to install an AC unit. Stacy then tells Izzy that they need to split that $20K 50-50, and Izzy's like, that's fair. We're getting married, so might as well split it.
I like to do 50-50. So
Okay.
kind of just do it together.
What about at dinner?
I guess it just depends.
No.
Huh?
What?
What?
Dinner's not 50-50. The man pays.
No, hard disagree on that. I'll say the first 3 dates. Yeah, the guy can pay for that. But after that, you are paying it 50-50, dude. Also, you two are getting married. Like that, that money's coming out of the same pot. Also, I haven't even brought up the main thing. He's willing to pay $10K for your AC unit. How is this fair at all? So after some arguments, Izzy decides to do something romantic to Stacy and gets her a plunger.
Oh my God.
Why is he doing this, you may ask? Well, on their honeymoon, Stacy clogged the toilet.
Nope. Still not flushing. We just need a plunger.
Jason clogged the toilet. She can rip some ass.
Yeah, what a romantic thing to remember about your honeymoon. Yeah, your kids are gonna love hearing that story when you're unclogging the toilet.
It's the most romantic thing anyone's ever gotten me.
I really hope that is not true. So since there are only 2 couples here, I'm not gonna lie to you, not a lot of interesting things are happening, and the producers really stretch every scene out by adding pop music over like a sky view of the city. So I'm just, gonna fast forward to the weddings. At Izzy and Stacy's wedding, Stacy's mom sorta tries to get her not to marry Izzy.
I had red flags and I ignored them because I thought I was so in love. I would never ignore red flags.
Oh yeah, you didn't have any red flags. We've all heard the song. So at the wedding, Izzy says yes to Stacy, but Stacy says no to Izzy.
So for me today, I can't.
Stacy, I really hope you got all of your stuff out of Izzy's apartment because we all know where that's going. But Izzy's definitely caught off guard that Stacy said no to him because he still kisses Stacy at the altar.
I love you.
Ah, buddy. No.
I was at the gym and I saw Titanic pop up on the TV. And that's what I picture love being.
Dude, do you know how the Titanic ends? Because, spoiler alert, it does not end well for the guy. Stacy, my love for you is stuck in my body, and it's not coming out. So can I get that plunger back?
It's the most romantic thing anyone's ever gotten me.
Then at Milton and Lydia's wedding, Milton is so nonchalant about it all. He just finished a night shift before his wedding.
I've been up since 2 p.m. yesterday. I had to work overnight. I got off at 7 a.m. today. I've been up ever since.
I love how Milton's just treating his wedding like how adults, treat softball games. Happy to say that Lydia and Milton get married.
Yes, I do.
I do.
Great, really happy for the new married couple. But I think Milton might be cheating on Lydia because on Pokemon, Milton keeps saying he's banging my mom.
You talk too much shit, you get banned.
But the thing with the wedding episodes is I just always feel like they could just be an email. Then we have a very uneventful reunion. The only interesting thing that happens is that Nick Lachey is slightly bummed out that he didn't get an invite to Lydia and Milton's second wedding.
Yeah.
You must have missed our invite in the mail.
But, Vanessa didn't bring up babies, so I will take that as a win.
Who's gonna give me our first Love is Blind baby?
Lydia claims that she didn't know that Uche was going to be on the show and that the producers didn't realize they knew each other before they started filming, which is just a bold-faced lie. Just admit you wanted some extra drama with this season because if you take out this subplot, literally nothing happens in this season. There is some drama that I haven't mentioned on the show, mostly because it's people we don't follow throughout the whole show, and I'm just not going to waste your time with it. The show ends with the cast members playing Would You Rather with signs.
Who would you have most likely hit on in the real world?
Because they really need to drag this all out so they can hit that minimum runtime. So yeah, if you couldn't figure it out, this season, not good. I mean, I do feel like something's got to change with the format because I am getting bored. That or they need to get better casting because I am not going to remember any of these people's names in 4 months. Except for Milton. That guy was a chiller. I want to have a bigger analysis of this season, but there's nothing really there, so I'll catch you on the next one.